Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're stepping into an absolutely incredible historical detective story. It's one of those stories that completely challenges everything we thought we knew about ancient capabilities, and literally flips a long-standing engineering puzzle right on its head. We're talking about the iconic Moai of Rapanui, which you probably know as Easter Island. For generations, people have looked at these towering stone figures and just been, well, completely baffled by the sheer logistics of it all. It's got massive scale, it's got ancient ingenuity, and the craziest part? It's a mystery that is still revealing new clues to us to this very day.
So, let's start with Section 1, the mystery of Rapa Nui and the puzzle of moving mountains of stone.
Okay, let's dive into this. Picture the scene, right? You're on an unbelievably remote island landscape, and it's dotted with these massive stone figures that were meticulously carved in a centralized volcanic quarry. But here is the ultimate logistical puzzle. How do you move 13 tons of solid rock from that quarry all the way to the coastline without modern machinery? I mean, you don't have industrial cranes, there are no heavy-duty flatbed trucks, no hydraulic lifts, no paved highways. All you've got are human beings, some ropes, and the natural environment. For a really long time, researchers just couldn't figure out a practical way this could have actually been done, which, as you can imagine, led to decades of wild speculation.
Now, we really need to pause on this number for a second. 13 tons. That is the staggering, immense weight of a single, typical Moai statue. To put that into perspective for you, it's basically the equivalent weight of about 7 mid-sized cars, just totally compressed into a single, awkward, towering block of stone. Think about the sheer, terrifying stakes of trying to transport something that heavy. If it falls, it shatters. If it falls, people get crushed. It creates this overwhelming sense of awe for the Rapanui people, and it perfectly outlines the massive, unforgiving stakes of this whole construction project.
Moving on to Section 2, Statues That Walked, From Myth to Ingenuity. So for the longest time, explanations for this relied on impossible brute strength or, ancient alien myths. But get ready for a pretty stark visual whiplash. Look at this number, 18. Just a few moments ago, we were talking about 13 tons of solid rock, right? Now we're looking at the shockingly small workforce actually needed to move it. Just 18 people. We're not talking about a massive army of forced laborers here or thousands of workers pulling on massive wooden sleds. Just 18 individuals working in perfect, synchronized harmony. But wait, how do 18 people move 13 tons?
That brings us to Section 3, the physics of the Moai, engineering a miracle.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the profound contrast. This is where the magic fades away and some absolutely brilliant science takes over. On one side, you have the exhausting traditional idea, which is brute force dragging, placing a massive stone on longs and having hundreds of people pull until their hands bleed, fighting gravity and friction every single inch of the way. But on the other side, we see the reality that was uncovered by modern archaeologists like Terry Hunt and Carl Lippo, clever, rhythmic momentum. It wasn't about fighting the weight of the stone at all. It was about cooperating with it. It was really about coordinated teamwork over raw power.
And it all fundamentally comes down to this: inertia. In really accessible terms, inertia is simply the tendency of an object to just keep doing exactly what it's already doing, right? If it's still, it wants to stay still. If it's moving, it kind of wants to keep moving. The builders of Rapa Nui masterfully harnessed this physical property. Rather than fighting against those 13 tons of dead weight from a dead stop over and over again, they figured out a way to keep the statue in continuous sweeping motion. Basically, they let the mass of the stone do the heavy lifting for them.
Let's move to and see how this builds into a practical, repeatable process. Step 1, tie ropes to the head. Step 2, shift the center of mass. And Step 3, rock it forward. Think about it like this. When you have to move a giant, heavy refrigerator across your kitchen floor, you don't just bear hug it and try to deadlift the thing, right? You push one side forward, then you pull the other side forward. You kind of waddle it. By attaching ropes to the top of the statue, those 18 people could manipulate that high center of mass, tilting it just enough to break friction and rocking it forward step by step. The statues literally walked.
So, the crucial point is, the statues were carved with curved bases. This completely blew researchers' minds when they finally understood what they were looking at. This wasn't just some artistic quirk or a random accident of the carving process. No way. It was a highly deliberate, really advanced engineering feature. That curved base was precisely designed to utilize the momentum of that rocking motion, allowing a 13-ton stone giant to smoothly tilt and roll from side to side without tipping over entirely.
I mean, it's just an elegant, absolutely brilliant piece of design.
All right, let's jump to Section 4, the 2025 lake discovery and how history is still unfolding. And this brilliantly illustrates something really important. Just when you think a mystery is fully wrapped up in a neat little bow, history unfolds right beneath our feet. In 2025, a stunning discovery actually made headlines. A completely hidden moai was found buried inside a dried-up lake bed in the Rapanui volcanic crater. It proves Rapanui still holds these profound secrets just waiting to be unearthed. Every time the environment shifts or we look just a little bit closer, the island yields new data, new statues, and a much deeper understanding of the people who engineered this incredible society.
Consider that phrase for a second, the walking giants of Rapanui. For centuries, local oral traditions absolutely insisted that the statues walked to their final locations. And for centuries, modern observers just dismissed this as pure myth. They thought, oh, it's just a poetic metaphor from a primitive people. But when we look at those curved bases, the center of mass, and the perfectly scaled teams of 18 rope pullers, we realize the oral tradition was entirely scientifically accurate. Actually, scratch that. It wasn't a metaphor at all. The myth is historical, literal fact. They really did walk.
Which leads us directly to our final thought for today. If the magic walking statues of Easter Island were actually just an incredible mastery of inertia and center of mass, well, what other ancient mysteries are really just brilliant physics waiting to be understood? It definitely makes you completely rethink the masterful engineering of ancient cultures all around the world, doesn't it? Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next explainer.